It's that time of the year again where the Garden City blossoms and flowers bloom. Thousands have made the journey west to the Darling Downs to see the Carnival of Flowers Grand Parade weave its way through Toowoomba streets.
They were wearing them, holding them, driving cars covered in them.
Oh, yeah!
Float after float overflowing with flowers.
We love the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers.
The Grand Parade weaving through Toowoomba, cadets leading the charge.
So young people who lead this defence force in the future.
A carnival rich in tradition.
I, Kevin Howard, the town crier for the Toowoomba region, welcome you one and all to the 73rd annual Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers.
Marking the start of spring. Attracting more than 60,000 people to the city. They lined streets, brought chairs and supplies, many of them coming from Brisbane and beyond. The Carnival of Flowers injecting around $20 million to the community. The festival finishes on the last day of September.
Oh, it's been great, mate. It's been a wonderful parade. Typical Toowoomba parade, everyone comes out. Beautiful. Something we ought to be very proud of.
The Garden City with a spring in its step. Georgia Terry, 7 News.
Weather now in Tony. Some welcome spring heat today.
Very much so, Katrina. It was our warmest day in the southeast since April for most spots, and with mostly sunny skies eventually. There were some great conditions to get outside and enjoy it all. A couple of early morning showers, but they swept offshore quickly, only dropping some very light rain in a couple of spots. Then skies gradually cleared through the morning. A bunch of 30s on the board here, but not one of them actually reached 30 degrees. All of them rounded up from the high 29. Still, it is a sign that the season is changing. Expect more of this down the track. Zooming out, after the morning showers cleared the southeast, we have seen thunderstorms take off along the Queensland coast. At the moment, it's all moving north. A severe thunderstorm warning remains current from near Mackay and the central coast, running inland towards Charters Towers. Damaging wind gusts and large hail are the main threats there. Onto the forecast chart, not a whole heap of change. A trough whips off the coast that brought today's westerly winds as a weak high starts to settle in over southern districts. The combination means we have lighter winds and a slight drop in temperatures. Elsewhere, staying cool and wet in Victoria as another trough system approaches there. So no surprises. There's some rain on the way for Melbourne tomorrow, but you can't rule out a shower for Perth, Adelaide, Canberra and Hobart too. Sydney looking dry, a top of 23 degrees. Back to northern Queensland, a storm on the cards for Weipa, then it dries out elsewhere. Mostly sunny conditions on the coast and pretty hot as well. Cairns 32, Townsville 30 and Mackay tracking for a top of 28 degrees. All very quiet over southern districts too. Blue sky across the board, save for some high-level cloud near the far southern border. 7 to 25 in Roma and Gympie tracking for a top of 28. In the southeast, expect that sunshine to remain, but not quite as warm during the day. 11 overnight in Ipswich before a top of 28. A similar story across the suburbs, 27s and 28s inland. Bayside spots tracking for 26 degrees. So in Brisbane, a minimum of 15. The nights are starting to warm up now too. Then a mostly sunny top of 27. UV high. Remember that sunscreen if you're headed outside. Onto the 7-day forecast. It's starting to look like spring. The sunshine hangs around on Monday and Tuesday. Tops of 29 and 27. Make that 30 and 29 in Ipswich before wet weather returns Wednesday. Possible morning rain, then afternoon storms. A cooler 25. Gold Coasters also watch for a wet and stormy middle of the week. 24 degrees and sunshine on the Sunshine Coast. Skies clearing after any rain and storms on Wednesday. Mostly sunny from Thursday into next weekend. Now here's Paul Burt with a look at the coastal conditions.
On the surfing scene, if you're keen to have a crack, looks as though those northerlies today will gradually ease back tomorrow, turning more offshore, meaning the open beach breaks will be worthwhile if you're keen to have a look. Been some nice waves about for those taking the Mal. There's not a lot of size to it, but just a few little fun, sketchy ones here and there on that morning tide change as well. Small swell magnets will be holding the best waves for those around the Goldie. Try TOS and, of course, the southern end of the Tweed coast, and you can also try up around the top end of Sunshine. Now, if you are venturing out for a day in the water, been some nice catches about. Just a general mixed bag coming through. Been some nice fish out at sea. Gav from Sea Probe, a general mixed bag of kingfish and snapper and a few pearl perch out there back inshore. If you love your bread and butter fish, brim, whiting and flathead, yep, they're still around in numbers around Crusoe Island, the Gold Coast canals and also up around the Mooloolah. Good luck.
And that's all from us this Saturday. Thank you for your company. We will have updates throughout the evening, but for now, from all the team, have a great night and we'll catch you tomorrow.